Hi guys, it's Maaike. Today I'm back for the AAA cards challenge. It's number 162, made in minutes, and the option is to use a stencil. And I like to use the options, so here are the cards I made. Our sponsor is Funky Fossils Designs, and you can win a £15 store credit if you play along and happen to win. But made in minutes means under 30 minutes, 15 minutes ideally, but as I said, I made two in 20 minutes or so. The die-cuts make it easy, of course, because you don't have to color. I'm using Fairy Tale for the gold glittery on the unicorn, and turns out my marker is dry. I thought I refilled it, but I'm not sure the ink pad refill is this good for marker, but yeah. I switched to the dauber from Ranger. And for the watering can, I wanted to use it purple like it is. And then I kind of thought about those zinc watering cans, those old-fashioned ones. And I thought, I have this embossing powder. This one is called Atlantic Sea Spray. And it's like oxidized copper, which is not zinc, of course, but let's pretend it's metal. And then while I was doing that, I thought, hey, but I also have verdigris, which is more of a oxidized copper. So in the end I switched to that. So now I have two watering cans, and I also embossed the other side. I didn't like it pointing to the left. Don't know why. But so here's my unicorn, and I'll leave the rest white, because I think unicorns are white. We don't know that for sure, do we? But yeah, so I'm applying ink all over the watering can. And there is actually a watering can in the stamp set, but then you have to color it or leave it uncolored. And I have this die. You might have something similar. It's okay. You know. If you can make a card in under 30 minutes or 15, then you're like a card maker superhero. And I think that is important to keep it clean and simple. Is not to spend too much time and keep adding things and more things and more things. Yeah, you know what I mean. See, here's it, and it looks like it is, you know, rusty copper, zinky stuff. But then, yeah, I went and got the verdigris, and I switched direction. See, I didn't measure it on my card base, but I found that this watering can is a little bit bigger than I imagined in my head, if that makes sense. And to give it more white space, you can of course make your card base bigger, and or use smaller images. But yeah, I can't really change the die cut, can I? So I could have used a bigger stencil, or not used. Or sorry, I could have used a bigger card base and not a stencil. But yeah, that's the twist, isn't it? So I had to put something on the background. Was a bit compulsive like that. I must use the option. You don't have to, actually. You don't have to use the option of use a stencil. Just made in minutes is fine. But I wanted to show you can use a stencil without going all over the background. It's like you can make shaker cards and keep them clean and simple as well. I think, yeah, stencils might be a bit more mixed media in usage, but you can make clean and simple cards too. I'm using my magnetic cutting mat from VR Memory Keeper, so I can line up my magnetic ruler and use it as a base for my card. For my unicorn card, I'm using the stencils from Marianne Design. It's called PS8024 if you're interested. But there's also dies that make clouds, and I've used those before, but I was looking for stencils. Like this one was the first I saw, so I used this one. There's also sun rays in there. It's really cool. And I did pull out tumbled glass, but because it's oxide and there's still some left on my blending tool, I just used the ink that was left. Waste not, want not. Then I pulled off the post-it tape. I thought it needs a base, so I did put it. Well, I didn't put the same piece, but I put another piece there so I can make a straight line. And then I applied too much. And there, that side, not too much, not enough. Yeah, you know what I mean. But yeah, I'm covering it up with my horsey, so you don't see much of it anymore. And I'm also putting on foam tape. Just so it stands out from the card base. And at this point I wasn't really sure about which sentiment, but I knew I had this one from Sam System that I'm going to use, and that is from The Secret Garden. I hope your day is magical, which, you know, I think unicorns are magical creatures. Also extinct, probably. But there's also a belief in there, and that's actually the one I wanted to use, but I was so bold and well, statement-like that I wanted something dainty, so I went for the semi-round one that says I hope your day is magical. And that's also a process, because, you know, you think you want to use this and then you remember it differently, probably. That's the problem. I don't know if that happens to you, but then you think, oh, I do that and that and that, I might. And pulling the materials that you need before you start the card isn't included in the 30 minutes, just so you know. See, here's where I realized it's quite big. And that's also big. And I didn't like that one. Don't know why, but it's pointing the wrong direction. I'm sorry, I'm crazy, I know, but it has to do with my designer. I am a graphic designer. Yeah, feel that this stencil is a generic one, also from Action. I'm sorry if you don't have any inside, but it has very dainty details and they all stick up, and it's a bit of an annoying stencil. So I switched to a brush just because I think that's easier than the mini ink blending tool. And I'm using cracked pistachio and some wilted violet just for an extra color, otherwise it's very green. And I thought, you know, it could be a bit of lavender, maybe. So it's not the right flowers, they look more like lily of the valley bells, but I don't know. See, now you have two tones on the background, and I just applied it, you know, without borders. Sometimes I like to ink blend through a circle stencil, so you have the perfect shape, but then it would not fade out into the white. And I thought that was important because I'm covering up a bit more than I wanted. And as I said, if you want to have more white space, then use a bigger card base. I didn't think about it at the time, but now I'm doing the voiceover, of course. Yeah, why not? And then this is, as I say, the Funky Fossil Designs, our sponsor, Plant a Garden set. And I'm using Versamagic to stamp it. And I thought that little snail that's also in the set is kind of fun. There, together with bindweed, my nemesis is this nemesi. What's the plural of nemesis? Can you only have one? Arch rival. Nemesis is nemesis. I don't know. Doesn't matter. But yeah. Actually, snails were okay. Slugs are, yeah, garden terrorists, I will call them. But I thought it was just funny, and it's in the set, and it doesn't really require coloring, much like the butterflies. So you know, the stamping, it only takes a few seconds. And then for the sentiment, as I said, Simon Says Stamp Secret Garden set. See, that's the one I wanted to use. And then this is the Punny Animals, also Simon Says Stamp, but there's no unicorn saying in there. And I have more unicorn sets, I'm quite sure. But I like the Hope Your Day is Magical. And then you can put Happy Birthday or something like that. Or maybe a wedding card. Hope your day is magical. I don't know why you would use that for which occasion. But yeah, birthdays or weddings probably. And also Versafine Onyx Black ink. And the set, of course, the watering can, I'm also mounting it with foam tape, just so it mimics the one with the unicorn more. Although it's completely different, I think, but yeah. As I say, if you opt not to use the stencil, then I probably shouldn't have. Then I would have had more white space. But yeah, I might make another one. I have that all the wrongly positioned watering can. I can make another card. Let's say that, and then you can see them on my blog. The link to the AAA Cards Challenge blog, by the way, is down below, and you have 2 weeks to join, of course, as usual. And as I say, Funky Fossil Designs is a sponsor, and you can win £15 worth of store credit. So it's worth a go, isn't it? Thank you for watching so far, and I will see you again very soon. Bye!